what to expect for this week crypto market outlook. And of course, for this coming Friday, we have the Bank of Japan will most likely to increase interest rate with another 0.25 basis point. And with this kind of interest rate hike, which could also trigger another 20 to 30% drawdown for the Bitcoin price. And of course, what is the fate for the crypto market with this kind of sentiment? Very, very bearish. And of course, every time when the Bank of Japan increase interest rate, usually the crypto market tends to break down. And of course, the US stock market also will suffer the same fate as well. Okay, and then of course, we look at the prediction market as well. Okay, all right, mentioning that the possibility of increasing another 25 basis points is quite high. Such a move could reverberate far beyond its domestic bond market and into global risk asset. Okay, and of course, talking about the liquidity in the market, we're still yet to see retail coming in or even the financial institution or hedge funds, right? Because towards the end of the year, the hedge funds are actually out of the market. And of course, moving on, you can see a poly market is currently assigning 98% probability of a rate hike, very, very likely to increase, with a measly 2% wagering that policymaker will hold interest rates. So you have a 98% chance that they will increase the rate. So what does that tell you is that the market is pricing in for today, then leading up to Thursday, and then most likely by Friday, which is the official day, most likely the price will be stagnant. Right? So we can see poly market is pricing in a BOJ rate hike. Okay, 98% of certainty. Okay, which means it is bearish. This is not good. Every time when Bank of Japan increase the interest rate, you know it's not good. Okay, for the whole global market. Okay, so what happened if it's implemented? The move could take Japan's policy rate to 75 basis point. A level is not seen nearly 2 decades. Okay, nearly 2 decades. Then of course, okay, what else? Okay, while modest by global standards, the shift is significant because Japan has long been the world's primary source of inexpensive leverage. Okay, so this is what's happening right now. Okay, right. So for many years, right, institutions borrowed yen at ultra low rates and deployed the capital into global equity bonds, crypto, and so forth. That's why you can see borrowing yen, which is the lowest rate. I think many also borrowed. Okay, so now when it comes to paying back, that's where the danger is. When they increase the interest rate, that's where you create another extra. So liquidity fears grow amid Bitcoin. Okay, BOJ track record. So most of the time, each time when the Bank of Japan increases rates, look at March 2024. Okay, price of Bitcoin fell about 23%. And then last year, July, dropped about 25%. Okay, even this year, early this year, right, went down to more than 30%. So what does that tell you for this coming Friday? Maybe it could be the same. History may not repeat, but sometimes it does rhyme. It does rhyme sometimes. So what is your exit plan for your crypto or whatever your alts that you're holding? Very, very important. Okay. Right. So yeah, I think later on we will look into it. So if you look here, more news on the selling or probably the rate hike. What is causing the rate hike as well? So Bank of Japan will also continue to start selling 534 B in worth of ETF, exchange traded fund. Okay. All right. So I think this will add more pressure for BTC as well. So they're going to sell 83 trillion of yuan in ETF starting January next year. Okay, aiming for minimal market impact amid interest rates, rising of rates, right? So yeah, I think with the selling of this ETF will definitely be a negative impact for BTC. Okay, so yeah, you can see here, Bank of Japan plans to offload ETF gradually, following a decision made at the September policy board meeting. Okay, and then central bank has set a pace of 330 billion of yuan per year. Okay, based on book value. Okay, to sell. Okay, and then of course with the rate hike expectation will add more pressure as well. Okay, not only for crypto market but of course the global market as well. The US S&P 500 I think also will definitely take a hit every time when the Bank of Japan starts to raise interest rate. Okay, right. So yeah, you can see. I think this is the negative sentiment that we need to look out for this Friday. But I believe so we are already seeing the impact of today and then leading up for tomorrow as well. I think there will be continuation of dumping or bearish sentiment coming in. Okay, so most likely by Friday, once it reach by Friday, the market have already priced in before the rate hike. Okay, so that's why you're seeing now the price is continue to remain more bearish. Okay, as we head to the Bank of Japan rate hike, which is this coming Friday. All right, so yeah, what to expect, right, for BTC and of course the levels as well. What are the levels that it needs to hold? Okay, so I think most likely there will be another drop. Probably it will hit somewhere around sub 70,000, 75, 72. Okay, probably it'll create another lower low from there. Okay, and then hopefully we bottom from there, and then by January we get the relief rally. So that's what the expectation is for this play for this month. Okay, because we do not have the liquidity, institutions are already out of the market. Retail interest is not there as well. Okay, and then another FUD here again coming in from China. So another recycle news coming in from China talking about miners. Okay, so what's happening now? So the China forces miners offline again. So they are actually shutting down miners in China. Okay, with that, will also dampen the hash rate. The mining hash rate also drop, which also reduce the Bitcoin's performance in terms of transaction activity. Okay, in terms of approving your transaction, okay, will also drop. So that will also cause the Bitcoin price to actually tank, okay, for the immediate short term. Okay, so China's mining clampdown may have triggered a short-term hash rate price drop. Okay, so we have seen this kind of news on and off. So now they again recycle this news, okay, creating another fight again. I think they're trying to push the price down, probably to even buy it lower. Okay, all right. So yeah, again, you can see here, Bitcoin was trading somewhere around 90K for the latest sell-off. And then price dropped roughly about 4 to 5%. Okay, it went all the way down to 85.5 to 86K. Okay, so when miners are pushed offline like this, they lose revenue immediately, which is very true. Some are forced to sell Bitcoin to cover expenses or relocate operations. Then at the same time, uncertainty arises. Okay, and that combination often creates short-term sell pressure, right? Which is what you're seeing now also. Okay, so another China crackdown, okay, forcing them to close their mining operation, ask them to relocate. So probably the activity is just short term. Once they find a proper location, they will start back business again. So that's how it is. So I think they got fed up as well, right, with the Chinese government. Okay, because they've been clamping, they've been restricting this kind of usage. So they go to other countries, right, where I think US is welcoming them as well. They are actually creating a lot of big pools where you can be able to mine with them, mine with the big whales. Okay, so you want to go to a country where you don't have the kind of limitation or restriction, something like China. So I think most likely these miners will find out some other solution, okay, for their mining activity. Okay, so yeah, I think this is just short term. Hash rate drops. Okay, all right, and then of course most likely the momentum will start to kick back again. And then next we're going to hear coming in from Visa. So Visa, they're going to do something heavy here. We're talking about stablecoin repayment. Okay, I think a lot of business. Okay, I think a lot of business B2B, B2C. Okay, yeah, continuation to use stablecoin as a source of payment. Okay, so yeah, I think this is the first step that we are going to look into as well. Okay, and yeah, so yeah, let me share the screen first. Hold on. Okay, all right. I think some of you did not get the link, so I'm not sure why. Share again. You get the link from WhatsApp. Hold on, let me share. Okay, so let's get back. Some of you can't attend. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so what's happening now with Visa? Okay, so I think they're going to do a stablecoin settlement or repayment. Okay, we can see a lot of companies right now. They're engaging this stablecoin payment solution. Okay, so not only B2B, B2C, but if you look at those crypto card company also, like Red.Pay also, they've been using. Now starting to use stablecoin as a settlement service. so many companies now are relying on this USDC, okay, that is issued by Circle, okay, and we can see, right, more and more companies now are going to use or to leverage with Visa, okay, through this settlement, stablecoin settlement. Okay, so we can see here, Visa said the initiative responds to rising demand from banking partners seeking faster settlement and programmable payment tools that can operate alongside existing systems. Okay, right, so they're going to use Solana-based USDC, okay, which I think Solana is also one of the preferable network because they are one of the fastest network in terms of execution, transaction. Okay, if you're going to use like Ethereum or other layer 2, I think it's going to be very slow and it's going to cost you a lot. So that's why I think Solana will be a better pick in terms of this type of stablecoin repayment or settlement projects. Okay, and then while infrastructure upgrades aimed at boosting transaction capacity have also reached a network. Okay, so yeah, all in all, this is very bullish. Okay, this is the fundamental side on the business perspective side. We can see, okay, companies are relying on this card payment provider like Visa and MasterCard. So I think Visa and MasterCard are also doing quite similar. Okay, they are getting hand in hand with those crypto companies. Okay, all companies that want to use stable coin like USDC or USDT, but usually it's USDC. Okay, in terms of their settlement work or their whatever accepting products or services, right? You're transacting products or services, okay, by using this stablecoin settlement. So we can see very huge project. Well, I think probably by next year, moving to 2026, okay, you can see a lot of companies are heavily relying on these services. Okay, so you can see like even KL Malaysia also, the TMJ also have been issuing his own stablecoin. So we can see where we are heading right now. Okay, especially for Malaysia. Okay, we are using this service provider called 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀𝗺𝗀𝗃. So as you know, they are cross-chain solution. Okay, they are also doing quite similar like what Visa is doing. Okay, stablecoin settlement, and there are other services as well that they are offering. Okay, so yeah, that is one part of it. Okay, so that's one part of it. And then moving on next. Okay, talking about the on-chain analysis and what's going on now. So we can see the market. Okay, so where are we now? Okay, so this is the November last month. Okay, first bearish retest on money flow index of the cycle. Okay, so we can see already it has been rejected, and then where are we now here? Retesting on this zone, which is the bearish reset. Okay, around 10 to 30 level. So we have already retest first time. So maybe we can go another round again or another second retest. Okay, and you know this is already quite bearish. Okay, so yeah, I think a lot of people been bashing this crypto coin as well because I think he's been absolutely top for this cycle. I think he have sold on October, if I'm not mistaken. I think around 115, and people are still bashing him. Okay, and trying to prove him wrong that the cycle can continue to go further. Okay, and of course you can see some also, okay, and mentioning what here. I thought you were crazy for selling in October when you had been advocating for 180K earlier. Right, so this guy followed his calls, and I think probably he's making profit as well. Right? So yeah, I think whatever crypto coin have mentioned here, I think it's been proven time to time again, cycle after cycle, he has been delivering. While others are shilling hopium, telling you there will be a 5-year cycle following the ISM, global money to supply, which doesn't really happen yet, right? We haven't been proven yet. We know that the 4-year cycle has been proven every single cycle. Why not we just stick to it for now? Okay, until it's fully broken or it's fully changed, then we can look at that. Okay, so that's the thing here. And then next, again, so moving forward, how does Bitcoin is going to move from here? Okay, should we see another more downside movement or should we see a new all-time high? Okay, so this is by Colin Talks Crypto. So he drew this sketch, okay, with a rough guess on where is Bitcoin is heading, and he's expecting to be wrong again. Okay, all right. So yeah, you can see upcoming relief rally in Q1, which I believe is on January. Okay, because I expect for this month, which is the month of December, to be another downwards momentum, another red month, red candle month. Okay, we'll probably create a new low again for December. And then, of course, on the bright side here, if we are already in a bear market, then we are already 2 months in. Okay, 2 months in. This bear market may also be shorter than the typical 1-year bear market. Yes, which is also, I believe, quite true. Why? It's because now this cycle maybe might follow a 2019 cycle. We top based on apathy, according to what 𝗶𝗺𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 said. Okay, because we do not see the euphoria coming in from retail. There is no retail FOMO. There is no retail interest at all for this cycle, if you look at it. So Bitcoin did not top based on euphoria, but based on apathy. And then here, economic factors, what's happening? So by the time the bottom has formed in mid-2026, we will have a new Federal Reserve Chairman, which is also quite true. That is appointed by Donald Trump. Okay, and then with another stimulus check coming in from Donald Trump himself, $2,000 for each American. Okay, and then a PMI business cycle that is heading up more steeply, the next batch of quantitative easing. Then we can get Bitcoin beginning to head up in the late 2026, yeah, which is very true. So, okay, this is exactly something similar like 2019. Okay, Bitcoin bottom somewhere around Q4, okay, or late 2026. And then that's where the final Q4 or 2026, that's where you will see another movement towards the all-time high again. Okay, that could be the play. Okay, so this bear market, I think most likely it will be very short one, less than 1 year, because we're already in December. So if you're going to take this cycle compared to 2019, okay, if you're going to bottom on September, let's say, okay, there'll be what, less than 9 months or 9 months from now. Okay, and then what's happening now with the future? Okay, so next BTC cycle, we'll see nations competing to accumulate BTC. Okay, just as we've done with Bitcoin. Okay, which is also true. Sovereign wealth funds have been accumulating. Okay, like Saudi Arabia, Dubai, okay, Abu Dhabi, all these royal families are heavily accumulating as well. Okay, then we went from individuals competing to own as much as BTC as possible in the first few cycles to hedge funds institutions like BlackRock, MicroStrategy as well. Okay, so they are competing with each other now, and then they want to bring down MicroStrategy, right? There's so many FUD right now, especially coming from Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy company. Okay, where there is a certain level of liquidation where they have to force sell their Bitcoin holding as well. So, yeah. And then, of course, each cycle sees Bitcoin reaching further into society as global adoption increases. And then the S-curve of adoption. Okay, the adoption path followed by disruptive technology. That's how we're going to see a 500K to 1 billion Bitcoin eventually, right? So this is the projection. Okay, so we go down one more round. Okay, that is the possibility here for December. Okay, with this Bank of Japan rate hike, okay, we should see a pullback all the way to sub 70K, 70, 75. Okay, we'll create something similar like the previous low here on March and May here. Okay, we get the dead cat bounce, okay, and then create another lower low. Okay, thinking that the market is over, liquidated the short and long, and then we get the relief rally somewhere around 100K plus. Probably that will be on January, I believe. So January, February, okay, we are going to top up probably based on that level. And then finally the main breakdown, okay, which will kill off this zone as well. The 70K zone also will breach, okay, most likely by Q1, around somewhere end of January or February. So you have to really, really pay attention. Okay, especially your alts are already down 90 to 99%, I believe so. Okay, and then more news on the Japan rate hike. Okay, and these are the reality we are seeing here. Okay, so yeah, high probability of a rate hike of 25 basis point, which is this coming Friday. Okay, so Japan, why Japan, right? Why Japan so important? You have to understand, because they are one of the largest holder of US government debt, and it carries a lot of weight. Okay, and it can also have a major impact on the US economy as well. So here we can see every Bank of Japan rate hike equivalent to a Bitcoin dumps over 20%, more than 20%. Okay, last year alone also, March and July, 23, 26%. Earlier this year, January, 31%. So you already know what to expect. Okay, every time when there's a rate hike, this is a possibility. Okay, not financial advice, but if you know what is coming next, okay, and you should prepare. Okay, there'll be one more last dip. So I'm not sure your plan is to buy more Bitcoin here, or maybe you want to de-risk. Okay, that's on you. Okay, and of course, moving on to Airdrop. Okay, so for those of you who have been using Rainbow Wallet, okay, so the TGE. Okay, Okay, I think they will be around 5th of February, which is 2 months from now. Okay, so for those of you been doing, you might want to continue to swap, okay, trading on perpetual, like hyperliquid, prediction market, and then you want to mint some NFTs there on the Rainbow wallet. Okay, so that is the thing now, but I think it's a bit too late if you want to start. Okay, they've been running, I think, for the last 6 months, okay, for Rainbow. All right, and then next year, we're going to see it coming from 𝗀𝗺𝗃. So airdrop claim is currently live. You're going to claim, you can claim here, claim.𝗀𝗺𝗃.ai. Current price something around 9 cents. Okay, so I think another peanuts again coming in from them, or not eligible. Okay, so that is 𝗀𝗺𝗃. And then next year coming in from BOJ. Okay, so BOJ now can able to claim opens on 18, which is tomorrow. Okay, snapshot already taken on 7 December. Okay, so you have about 1 month to claim this token. Then vesting terms will vary depending on the allocation pool. So another vesting again. So it's not full allocation. It's not, they won't give you full. There'll be a vesting period again. Okay, so yeah, I think that would be another disappointment. Okay, all right, so yeah. And then next year, what else? 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀𝗀. Okay, we've been trading on 𝗧𝗶𝗺. You might want to claim your stage 3 drop. Okay, so I think every month they will be airdropping. Okay, for many seasons. I'm not sure how many seasons you're going to go, but I think each stage will last about 1 month. I think so. Okay. All right. So yeah, there you go. And then moving on next year, coming in from 𝗶𝗺𝗀𝗀. Okay, so you've been swapping on Jupiter. Where is Yang? Let's say if you swap on Jupiter, you might want to check your, or you need to mint your 𝗶𝗺𝗀𝗀. I think they're going to airdrop also early Q1. It could be January or February here. So you've been transacting on Jupiter, swapping in terms of Solana to USDC or USDC to other token. Okay, you can able to check whether you are eligible to mint this NFT or 𝗶𝗺𝗀𝗀, I think. Right? So 𝗶𝗺𝗀𝗀𝗀's mining, 𝗶𝗺𝗀𝗀's minting here. Okay, so this is for Jupiter. I'm going to send you this link and you're going to check whether you qualified or not to mint this. Okay, so you want to connect your backpack wallet. Okay, connect your backpack wallet here. Then you want to mint. Okay, you want to mint this here. Okay, so I already sent the link in the chat box so you can able to see and you can able to check. Okay, so you can able to check later. You have roughly about 16 days left to claim. Okay, so you've been using Jupiter, or you've been using the mobile or the web. You need to have this badge, okay, to actually claim this. Or if you're using CoinGecko, okay, CoinGecko, you can also qualify, right, if you're using this. So minting 𝗶𝗺𝗀𝗀𝗀, okay, right, this is also one of the biggest hype now, okay, that you can able to look into. Okay, so there's just one, there are so many categories that you can able to go for. Okay, minting, and that, I believe so they have some other NFT or other category that you can able to go for. Okay, like CoinGecko also, I think it's free, so you can able to mint. Because I think they most likely will provide airdrop for those of you who minted this NFT. Because I think it will only cost about $1 to $2. Okay, 1 to 2 USDC. But I think the rewards could be huge here. So nothing much here, but you can just mint and try. Okay, you can try later on. Okay, and then moving on next. Okay, so next one, I think it will be on the testnet. So testnet guide, new project. So this is called Tempo. All right, so what is Tempo? It's all about. Okay, so this is another new one. They have 500 million funding by VC, which is very huge, Series A funding. Okay, and this is a company here, blockchain design for payments. So this is what Tempo is doing, and their testnet have gone live since 9th of December. So yeah, I think we are still early if you are planning to do, and this is a time to get started. So what you can do now, okay, all right, you need your Rebbe wallet, EVM wallet. Okay, you're gonna connect and claim your faucet, like how you did for Monet and the rest of other testnet as well. Okay, so log into this site. Okay, claim your faucet. So later I will send you the full guide, and then for you guys to do. Okay, claim faucet. Okay, add the funds to your wallet, to your Rebbe wallet. Okay, and then you can able to proceed to do the testnet activity. Okay, and then you got a mint domain. So many steps here, you can see. After you get your faucet, mint the domain, deploy smart contract, okay, deploy NFT, I think Young have done it before. And then on-chain GM. So this is nothing new for him. Okay, so you can able to, start doing. After all, you got nothing to lose, only your time. Okay, so mint your domain, GM, okay, on-chain GM. Okay, here like this testnet, tempo testnet here, like already GM here. Okay, just GM every single day. Then deploy NFTs. Okay, you can add a picture and then add a name. Okay, and then just deploy for NFT. So this is to get the traction and to create some activity in the Tempo blockchain testnet network. Okay, so that's how it works. So there are a lot here, but I don't expect you guys to do this one whole day. You can pick and choose which activity you want to do, and then you skip. Okay, you can do alternate day. Okay, to create a unique transaction activity rather than doing this whole activity one whole day, right? So you don't want to do that. Okay, so you gotta pick and choose which activity you want to do, and you play around within the 1 week. Okay, so that's how it is for Tempo testnet. 500 million funding, which is quite huge compared to Monet, which is only about what 200 million plus. So hopefully this round, this project can able to deliver. Okay, unlike the past where the developers throw us under the bus. So hopefully it doesn't happen like that. Okay, so moving on. Okay, we go to the crypto coin market cap. Then we are hovering around 2.97 trillion. Okay, look at BTC now, 87.7. Ethereum slightly below 3K. Okay, we have Solana 129. Gainers for today, midnight. So I'm not sure how many of you guys have already applied for the midnight airdrop. I think you can also check whether you qualified or not. So if you qualified, you are given a specific date to claim your drop. Okay, for the midnight Cardano airdrop. Then about 19% in the last 24 hours. Morpho 9%, Quan 3.95, Monero 3.7. Look at Pi Network 3.43. Right, so that is the current thing now. But overall, I think most of the coins are already down 90%. Okay, what you're saying now is just a short-term recovery. Okay, if you look at on the bigger scale, all these coins are already down 90%. Okay, year over year, if you look at it, they're already down. Then we look on next to the technical side. So if you have any question, feel free to put in the chat box and I'll answer it later on. Look at the dominance now. Okay, so we can see what's happening now on the money time frame. Still hovering at the middle band. Okay, and then what else here? What else do we see? Okay, and then we're going to see here the re-entry sell, 60.93. Okay, is the re-entry sell. All right. So probably it might continue to go up and then to retest here at 61%, and then probably maybe hitting lower. Or if not, probably going to hit lower first and to retest back here, 54.64. And look at the weekly time frame. Okay, look at the weekly time frame. You can see already what's happening. The price starting to break towards the upside. Okay, breaking towards the upside. So we can see already price is now above the middle band. So it continues to go up. This will be the next level here, 60.56. Okay, for the dominance. Okay, so dominance is looking set to hit higher. Look at daily now. Pump, consolidation. Okay, this will be the next one, 59.59. Okay, so this is the next level here. H4, momentum, pullback, momentum again. Okay, so dominance is breaking towards the upside. Okay, so means alts are still leading for now. And then we look at the dominance for USDT. So I think USDT dominance will continue to rally. So what we are seeing now here, okay, then more and more people are keeping stables now because of the market condition. We're going to see here, next level here, 6.215%. Okay, this is the resistance. The next resistance will be here, 6.742%. Okay, it needs to break that. But I believe most likely it will continue to rally. Why? Because everyone is scared right now. Everyone is keeping stables. Okay, so here we test, then the final blow will be here, 7.736. Okay, you can see already consolidation break for the dominance for USDT. Yeah. Okay, next here, look at Ethereum against Bitcoin. It's happening now. Okay, break above the middle band, consolidation breaking down, then getting rejected again in the sell zone and break below the middle band again. So this is not good. Okay, so it needs to maintain. So your support will be here for now, 0.03123. Okay, it needs to maintain, like I said, for the Ethereum against BTC. Then on weekly, what's happening? We can see a descending channel, break, but rejected on the middle band, below the middle band. So also not good. Now retest on the sell zone, most likely to break lower again. So breaking lower, your support will be here, 0.03056. That will be the critical support that it really needs to be taken. If not, then we're going to break lower. Okay, and then this out season will be cancelled, or whichever that you call it. And then break lower will most likely will give us around here, 0.02423. Okay, for this ETH against Bitcoin. Daily, extreme sell, break below the middle band, cancellation from bulls to bear. Okay, so already done. Then we're gonna retest somewhere around this low again, 0.03226, which is not good. So what you want to see is a reversal to retest on the sell zone first, 0.03454. Can able to maintain, you might want to challenge the top maybe here, 0.03583. Okay, so that is it against Bitcoin. Then BTC now. Monthly, what's happening now? Okay, so monthly we can see price below the middle band. This will be our critical support at 82.4. Like I said, okay, I think most likely it could go lower. 71.5, the least. I think most likely it might continue to bridge down here. And then on weekly time frame, momentum sell, pull back for the weekly sell. Now it's just hanging by a thread here for this support. Okay, this is support is looking quite shaky. Here, 80.5. And then this is the next one here at 78.1. This is the only levels to maintain. Because all these levels break, then 71.5 will be next. Okay, that could be the case there. Look at daily now. So what do you see on daily? Momentum sell, reversal candle is done. Now it's going to come back to retest on this sell zone here, which will be around 88.8. And then to challenge back the middle band here to break up again, 90.2. Should we see or not? 90.2. Okay. So far, overall, I think it's bearish. Okay, look at H4. Okay, now creating higher highs and higher lows. So now it needs to break above the middle band, and then continuation with this top here at 90.1. Okay, maybe it could do a reversal. Let's see. And then ETH. Okay, so what's ETH doing now? All right, so you can see on the money time frame. Okay, price break, momentum, break down below the middle band. Okay, and then now it's below the middle band now. So it's actually downtrend. Then of course we're going to look at where's the next support. Here, 2.5 will be the next support. Okay, 2.5. Then continuation down, we will be seeing here at 1.9, which is not good. Then on weekly, what do you see here? Momentum sell, go back to the re-entry, sell. So it's like hitting down again. So yeah, a high expectation for another one more round. Okay, 2.5. Okay, 2.5, and then here, 2.2. So these are the zones to watch for this week with the Bank of Japan rate hike. And then on the daily time frame, what do we see here? Okay, break below the middle band. Okay, now getting stuck on this lower BB here. We're going to see this level to maintain at 2.8. Okay, so if not, then 2.5 will be next for TH. All right, still bearish consolidation. Okay, it's not looking good here. All right, so everything is stagnant. Look at Solar now. Okay, now, very bearish here. We look here, monthly. Okay, why? This is your head, this is your left shoulder, this is your right shoulder. Breaking down, and then now hovering where now? The critical support. This will be about 124. So if it will break down, where's the next support? Here, 99 or slightly below 100 again, which is not good. Look at my weekly. Now, momentum sell, pullback, still getting rejected. Okay, which is very, very bad also. Okay, very, very bearish. Okay, so stagnant. Then what else are we going to look into? Okay, and then we have Ondo. Okay, nothing to Ondo. Real world asset. Okay, but it's also down at 40 cents. Madness. And look at this one. Head and shoulder also. Head, left shoulder, right shoulder, down. Okay, critical support also broke. It's level here, 63 cents. And we're going to go lower. Look at weekly. Also, price is also dumping. Momentum sell, pullback, is heading down again. So not really good here. Next will be here. All these outs are actually getting smashed. Okay, 29 cents will be next for window. All right, what's next? Okay, a lot here. What happened to Pi Network? And all those people who mind using their mobile phone or free Pi Network. What's happening now? Now you can see 20 cents. Okay, the time I told you guys to sell at 1.5, sell half, keep half. Some of you not listening, right? Want to hold, and then you're saying that your investment is small, you don't mind holding. This is the problem with most people. Sunk cost fallacy, cost of opportunity totally wasted. The amount of time, amount of years that you spend accumulating to use your mobile phone, your mobile data to accumulate Pi token. Now you're down, what, 86%. Have I not sold at 1.5, I'm down another 86%. That is the thing about sunk cost fallacy. Reluctant to let go. Okay, still holding on to it. Okay, and then now what's happening? It's going to hit a new low again with this sentiment, 20 cents. Okay, and those people are holding. Okay, I think this is definitely instructed by their network leaders, asking them not to sell, continue to hold, stay. And you look at the price action, it's looking quite bad. Okay, now already at this bottom for Pi Network, 19, 20 cents. Okay, a reversal most likely to give back around middle band at 27 cents, and then probably to hit at the top here. That will be around 40 cents for Pi Network. Okay, so these are already done. Okay, I think people get fed up. People already given up. Okay, they see their investment or their holdings already down like 90 to 99%. Then they'll be asking, why on earth would I want to sell? Which is already down 99%, right? No point selling. That's what most people are saying. Okay, that's what most people are actually saying. All right, so yeah, so this Pi Network, and then what else? This is the last one. And then we look on here. Okay, we have the open network, which is Telegram. Okay, so what's happening now with Ton? Okay, look, same also. Down. Take a better chart here. Okay, so the open network, Telegram, all-time high is how much here? 8.27. Break below the middle band, and this is the final critical support at how much here? 1.2. 1.2 level. Okay, and then stable here, 2.04. Okay, then look at weekly now. Momentum sell, pull back for the retracement is freaking low. Okay, so all these coins are actually going down. There's no sign of recovery. Even though January will be a relief rally, how significant is this recovery is going to happen? Okay, probably a short-term recovery, and then that's it. Will continue to go down. All right.